is a whiny little bitch. We have to recast.
I think we should have gotten Cooper.
First of all, guys, amazing job on this film. To me, this film really displays the American spirit. It celebrates people's differences in achieving an impossible goal and learning from each other, where we might not have the same approach. Jim, you play the sharp-tongued director Les Vespertine. Tell me a little bit about the character and why Lance is recruited by Kelly to direct The Fake Moonland.
Well, yes, Lance Vespertine is a director who feels that he deserves Kubrick's career, but has been overlooked and is mostly doing commercials because he's hard to work with. I best describe him, he's a lot. And I think that he is used because as Woody asks, who's the best director that no one's ever heard of? And I think despite everything of how he is, I think that Scarlett's character Kelly appreciates that they do have a weird friendship. He is a lot. We all have friends like that where we can only take them for a certain amount. Right. However, he is the one that points out that she has not thought of everything when he first shows up. And she concedes, along with Ruby by her side, we need to figure all this out. Yeah. So I think he has a lot of value and she knows that.
Incredible. Now, Anna, there's a lot of similarities between young boomers who grew up in the late 60s who wanted to change the world and Gen Z who want to change the world all over again. Ruby kind of represents that change. Can you tell us a little bit about Ruby and what you wanted to bring to the role that wasn't on the page?
Yeah, I think Ruby has this really wonderful youthfulness that comes through in the movie where she has a lot of hope for the future. She has a lot of strong, passionate feelings for the future, which definitely, I think in one of my first conversations with Greg, he was like, Ruby to me represents the audience and like what they're feeling and the like average person of it all. And I think, yeah, she has that strive towards betterment, which I think is refreshing to see in a period piece.
Absolutely. Speaking of Greg, Jim, he said that before being cast during the audition process with Scarlett, your performance really helped inform who Lance was. Can you talk about finding that character during that process and the rehearsal process?
Well, thank you.
That's
what a
wonderful.
lovely compliment
to hear.
I
love that.
Well, I have to say, like, for the first audition with Greg, I mean, there was lots on the page already, you know, so to launch from. So I'll take the compliment. But I think a lot of us brought a little bit of ourselves into these characters, which always happens in this process, which might mean that I'm a lot to deal with. So maybe what I brought to him was the chaos you wanted. But yeah, now I forgot the question.
Well, I think you're quick-witted in the way that Lance is. You both are quick to the, like, you could, yeah, that's fine.
But I also like my opinion's the only opinion.
Now, Anna, Ruby is Kelly's moral compass in the film. Can you talk about Ruby and Kelly's dynamic and working with Scarlett on Fly Me to the Moon?
Yeah, well, Kelly and Ruby's dynamic, I think, of course, they work together, but they're friends and they love each other and care about each other. And I think that Ruby would sort of follow Kelly wherever she went. And I think that Kelly relies on Ruby to help get the job done. And so I think they have this really wonderful, positive relationship. And I also think that, yeah, Ruby does keep Kelly on track. And there are times where she checks her in the movie. And to me, that felt like a big moment for my character. I feel like there's been a lot of times where, you know, we're on the same page, we go with the plan, but then when hiccups come up, she's not afraid to speak her mind about it. And then, of course, working with Scarlett is a dream. I say this every time. She's an absolute dream. She's so wonderful.
As she should repeat this.
As I should repeat this because she is, and she could be a nightmare if she wanted to be. She's been in so many movies. She's such a big star, but she is, in fact, so lovely and kind and thoughtful. She's a wonderful producer and actress and person, and I'm her biggest fan.
Incredible. That's incredible. Now, Jim, last question for you. I'm a huge fan of Community. During the pandemic, I did a whole rewatch of the show because I can't get enough of it. Can you give us any updates on the Community film?
And do you want me to speak for this? Sorry, just running bit.
Look, I wish I had like the best, you know, the thing to run with, other than the fact that I feel pretty cautiously optimistic that next year is our time. It's just a matter of, like, you know, with Donald and touring and
now,
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I think it's got a second season, and Joel's on Animal Control. So thankfully all of them are so very busy. We're looking for that, but I have faith that it'll come together.
Well, thank you guys so much for your time. The film is amazing. Incredible job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Okay.
Bye.
Of course,
Bye.
thank you.
Excuse me? What are you doing here? I tracked you down because I felt we had a connection.
What?
I'm joking. I work here now to sell the movie.